Haters will say it's too much reverb, but it's a freaking mega structure exploration game. Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be going through how I made the Cistern, Ancient Cistern Chapter 4 music, also known as Echoes of the Drowned Halls. Again, available on Bandcamp, Steam, all stores as part of the Lorn's Lure soundtrack. I play a little bit of it so you guys recognize the tune. So this track in particular has a lot of cool atmospheric layered textures, some sort of elongated synth pads, very synthy, some bell noises, drone music in there. It's actually one of my personal favorite pieces from the soundtrack in terms of what I think I like enjoy the musicality of. And let's actually break it down, because this one was a little bit more interesting in terms of how I put this track together. Let's start with, as I've done in the other videos, kind of how the process began with Rebecca. So he sent me this video, the Cistern preview no music, and the prompt that I got, you know, melodic ambient. It's the area after completing a very tense escape. So for anyone who has already played chapter 3 and then chapter 4, this is supposed to be the relaxing level after the very, very stressful nature of chapter 3, which is the waste tunnels level. It's supposed to kind of have themes of curiosity, calm, beauty, awe, etc. We have a couple of musical examples here, which I won't jump. I mean, I guess I could jump a little bit into. So Rebecca in particular really loves the Angel's Egg soundtrack. I guess one of the things that he wanted, that he was trying to draw from the Angel's Egg soundtrack, is the sense of lack of a consistent rhythm, piano notes that aren't in any particular key, kind of this uncertain nature, slow tension and mystery building nature of the soundtrack. And then what are some of the other inspirations we had? Very nice track. Virgil Finlay. I'll go through some of this. Let's see. Atom of Existence. Definitely loves Ali OD. Was getting a lot of this sent to me during the creation of the soundtrack. Kind of this deeply textured chord drone. That was one of the main themes to sort of copy and emulate. And sort of some of those bell sounds that you can hear. So those are some of the inspirational musical examples for the Cistern level, and I guess we can jump into here. Also, obviously, this picture was sent to me, and that's kind of how I got to work. So the first concept that we have here, I'm actually going to jump into the Ableton project for it and walk you guys through how I put it together. So let me just play it, make sure nothing is soloed. So as you can hear from this, it's actually very different from what the final product was. And it's interesting. So one of the effects that I was really trying to go for in the soundtrack, the sort of theme I had is I really wanted to do this arpeggiation, like a chord arpeggiation, which speeds up and slows down. I love that effect. This is sort of what I was imagining. I was just playing this video on loop and making this. But yeah, so that kind of speeding up, slowing down arpeggiator sound is actually here. This instrument called Pad Shop, which Steinberg plugin. So I had this piano sound, and I have this arpeggiator MIDI effect right before the MIDI signal gets into that synth. So here, let me just play this again. Get rid of all this processing that I have on it. So I took this simple piano sound. Nothing fancy. I added a little bit of, actually a couple layers of reverb. So I'm using ROM, and I'm also using this hybrid reverb plugin, and then you get this sound. But then, so kind of what I did is I sequenced these chords. It's one chord there. The reason that sounds different is because I'm also automating this low pass filter that I have, so. And what I did was with this arpeggiator. So it's just arpeggiating that, but I am taking this rate that I have over here. Actually, you guys can't even see this. It's like behind me. There we go. So you can see I have this right down here. So I'm automating the rate of this arpeggiator. It's getting really fast. It starts slowing down. I love that sound. It's just a very simple sort of approach here, right? Just kind of add a certain wetness to the piano, and then just like two nice chords, or two or three. I think I have like another chord here, which you just alternate kind of back and forth between, and it just creates such a cool atmosphere. But anyways, so that's what I would consider is kind of like the main theme of this particular track. And when I play some of these other elements, got some bells here. Love that kind of stuff. Haters will say it's too much reverb, but it's a freaking mega structure exploration game. Get this sound too. More analog synth pads. Love it. I think this is, what is this? This sounds sick. I'm just using Ethereal Earth here, which has a lot of awesome presets. And I just apply this filter. Anyway, so this was concept one. You look over here in the card. Didn't make the cut. So what was Becky's take on concept one? Let's see. Yeah, so he was, step in the right direction. Not quite distinct memorable just yet. Maybe some high notes, bells, etc. Gives it a pristine, untouched feeling that I really like, etc. Okay, cool. So I took this this whole thing and I actually fed it into Paul X Stretch, which if anybody is aware of, it's a more commercial version of Paul Sound Stretcher, which is this classic drone generator sound stretching application that you can use. I fed the whole thing into Paul Sound Stretcher, and actually what I got was this awesome drone version. So I pitched the entire thing down a little bit. You can see the original, which is just 1 minute and 26 seconds after going through Paul X Stretch. You can hear it still has the same elements, just much more slowed down and stretched out. So this was really cool. I thought that the drone version had such a distinct sort of feeling to it. And what I wanted to do next was, okay, this is a good place to start. It's still not memorable enough. It's just a drone, stretched out drone version of what I made. I won't even call that as being that artistic necessarily. It just sounds kind of cool. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna then take this and add some more elements on top of that. So let me just show you guys what I did with that. So I took that drone, so you can see I have it, I sort of have this long version of it here, which is the full drone itself. I don't really do, I mean, I do a little bit of like filtering to it, just add, this is dual filter, so you kind of swap it between a low pass and a high pass filter at some points. Anyways, I do that at some points of the track, but otherwise don't do much. And then instead what I do is I have this cinematic boom kind of atmosphere that we sort of start with, pair it with fading in the drone. So here's where I have this sort of bell sound that you hear. This was a sort of a major request from Rebecca. I guess he wanted, you know, almost like water droplets in the distance type of like effect. And that sounds pretty intense. Basically what it is, it's this sound. And I'm using Halion Sonic. Yeah, so it's this bell haunt chime atmosphere sound. Added that multi-tap delay, added some ROM reverb. And then when you blend it in with everything, and here you can see some of the elements from that first pre-stretched Concept 1 drone. Some of those melodic elements are sort of in here now in the background. And so I can start layering on top of them, and I have this pad. Sorry, not a pad, just like a low single note bass drone to layer with it, and you get this. You can kind of keep letting the drone evolve. And then I start bringing in some strings, using session strings again, I think. So one of my favorite sections of the track is when I get down to this part here. Some more bell-ish pad sounds that will go really well with that drone. Oh yeah, and I also have this sound over here. To me, this is very like, this kind of turns into almost like a cyberpunk Blade Runner type atmosphere with this. And as that drone sort of evolves again, as it's going through this chord progression that again was stretched, you get this full atmosphere. But yeah, that's sort of it. That is the behind the scenes. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Go check out Lorn's Lure. Check out the soundtrack too. You can get the bundle, which allows you to kind of get both the game and the soundtrack at a discount. And yeah, available on all stores. Thank you so much for watching. I'll upload some more stuff. If there's anything that you've heard in the game that you're interested in seeing, sort of how I put together or construct it, just leave a comment in the comments down below. And be sure to subscribe. All right, take care, everybody.